to Alex and Ashley. Now, Alex and Ashley, he's a soccer coach. She's a claims supervisor. The attraction is off the charts with this two. Like, they were sucking each other's face through the goddamn walls. From date one, date dot, they were talking sexual shit. I said, let me sit up for this one. He's good looking, she's good looking. We know that, they don't know that. But I feel like from their voice and the confidence that they allude, yeah, they could both tell that they were good looking. Good looking people just have that thing about them that they could just tell. And they could tell. Anyway, he expresses to us that attraction is very important to him. He always goes for what he finds visually attractive, and maybe that's what's been stopping him from finding the love of his life. Who knows? He the physical is important to him. He wants to be understood by the woman he ends up being with. The type of love where you finish each other's sentences when you know each other so well, and it's kind of playful, but it's also serious. Like where you get each other, you have a bond. Okay. Anyway, she says she likes to kiss. She likes to suck face. That's the physical is important to her. They talk about being the little spoons and like knowing all the styles of flirting that people do. Must be nice. Okay. There was something about a big spoon and a little spoon that she was like, it's okay, I can little spoon you. And he was like, thank you very much. I appreciate that you allow me to be little spoon. And I said, okay, cute. I like the equality going on here. They talked about massages. They talked about how sex is important to the both of them. He said he finds feedback a ton on. Like I said, from the get-go, they were face fucking each other. Sorry, they were sucking each other's face from the front, from the episode .1. Only she. Anyway, rubbish. I think one of them was like, oh, he's fluttered or they're flustered or some shit. But anyway, from that moment, they were obsessed with each other. They had chemistry. But then eventually we find out that they've both read The Alchemist. You see the way I rolled my goddamn eyes? That fucking book is haunting me. And I'm not going to read it. Now that I've said it, I'm definitely going to bloody read it, aren't I? Anyway, fuck. She says they bond about books. And this bloody alchemist is going to come back again. He's the soccer guy. He has trauma there with like knee surgery. He has a deep, I think he has a deep issue. Not issue. He has a deep resentment. He doesn't like to be abandoned or to feel like he's being abandoned. Yeah. Because he talked about his past and his friends who he was in a group with and how that really hurt him, He expressed also about friends? Yeah, exes and stuff. I don't know. There were two things that kind of stood up to me that showed me I'm not a psychologist or not thing. I'm not diagnosing nobody, but he holds a lot of emotion when it comes to the people who have done him wrong or who he believes they have done him wrong. And that shows on his face a lot. I'm sure I wrote it somewhere here in my notes, if I get to it. So he talks, right, she goes, she's clumsy, they're clumsy, they're adapted. Right. So they're both dreaming of the future. I think she also wants to coach. He too wants to coach their future offsprings. They talked about the type of parents that they think that they'll be, She also mentioned about her exes and how she had to adapt to them rather than her expressing her emotions or like saying the problems that she has and possibly leaving or doing something about it. But she adapts to toxic situations. She kind of numbs herself to things and she just goes through the motions when she's in relationships instead of deciding and ending it early and all of that. And that's what she's done in the past. And he kind of sympathized with her, I think. I don't remember. Anyway, he says something and then they meet again and then he says something about the alchemist and then he proposes. I'm like, oh, cool. Just say. All right. So from here on, I'm just going to read my notes. So that this is at the meetup. She says yes, obviously. So this is at the meetup. He thinks he knows what she looks like. And this is where I'm saying they both probably know that they both look good. And then this is my opinion. I said he's jaded, maybe. He sounds like he's speaking from memory when he's recalling specific moments, right? With when he was talking about his soccer football friends. Anyway, they meet each other. They like what each other looks like. And I make a note here that he's fucking tall. And she's much smaller, even though she was wearing heels. They looked good together. He gave her a hoodie. I think this is me, possibly being watching a lot of stuff. But I feel like fuckboys, this is what they do now. Like, oh, remember me by smelling me or something. But again, it can also be sweet. So define it however you want. Take it however you want. But I said nice touch. Because when you think about it, the things that they've expressed about how physical touch, having something physical of the other person, it's kind of important to them. And like smells, it's likely that could be like a thing, for both of them, because sex is very important. And like the idea of it is very important. And clearly they have a lot of chemistry. And there's a bit there where he grabbed her neck. It was given very much like moves. And she read that right, actually, because when they were talking at the start, I didn't think it was moves. I just thought my naive mind was like, oh wow, they just, they're compatible that way. It turns out it's moves. I then said I'm curious for them to actually live together, because we know that they have chemistry, but can they last outside? And they played the Sabrina Carpenter song, very appropriate. And then we have Brittany and Devontae, and I put last minute edition because boring as fuck. We didn't even really get to know them properly like that. They're getting to know each other. We then find out that his granddad passed away, but he decided to kind of stay on the show, so he gets a lot of sympathy from me there. They talked about his father not being present when he was like 3, and then coming back when he was passing away when he was about 18. He said he's been to therapy, and I was like, okay, good. They mentioned she's celibate. I'm like, oh wow, good for you, Again, them two, they're dreaming, they're thinking about the future. I feel like they have a coach on there. So not a coach, just someone like a relationship, something, who was telling them what to think, what to do, for them to be able to make decisions about how they're feeling. I think it's likely that they have that or is showing more this year. Or I've noticed it more this year. Because this daydreaming thing that everybody's doing is pissing me off. Anyway, they're dreaming, and they're cute. I was very confused about this, but it was so fast. Like I don't even know what's going on here. What have they talked about so far that they're getting engaged? I don't get it. But anyway, that's all I got from them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I weren't paying attention. I thought they were. Anyway, they end up getting engaged. I don't even remember his speech. Nah, nothing's coming to mind. Blank. They meet. He seems. I don't even remember that either. I really wasn't paying attention. I've written here, he's on cloud 9. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, they're going engaged. We have more from them after the pods, to be honest. But we saw her, I think episode 1, where she was like, I'm here with my husband, something like that. And then obviously we see her like pretty much at the end, like towards the end of all the pod stuff, they get engaged. That's all you get. Because moving on to the love triangle. Forgive me, it's been a couple of days since I watched this, so Kevin, so Kevan, not Kevin, Kevin, and Tyler, and Kevin. One of them. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm leaning. I favor this side a lot. I don't know why. I will try to center myself. So Kia and Kevin, but I don't remember. I like her very much. I like her a lot. And Kevin is a realtor. My first question, Kevin, did you return the watch? In the words of J. Cole, I'm gonna need my shit back if I was Kia. They start talking. He talks about Interstellar. You see, from his mention of Interstellar, I was exhausted already. But that's just me. I fucking hate the film. It's so fucking stupid. This is not a film rant. You will see me rant about films later on in the future, but not today. Anyway, he said he liked Love of Basketball, and she was like, that film is a trauma film, blah, blah. Anyway, she says she loves Love Jones. We find out that she worked in like basketball type environment. Cool. Kia and Kevin, so that's their first conversation that they have in the pods that the editors show us. And then he goes to the interview room and he's like, she's giving best friend vibes. Now, I'm going to interpolate these people because their problem is big. Their problem is big. I don't like it. Why are you stressing me out? Anyway, Tyler and Kevin. They talk, their date goes well. I said she was a pick me. I wrote it here. I'm doing this in the order that I watched it. Yeah. Yeah. Because you see from that first conversation she had with this guy, I said, what in the fuck is this? All of a sudden she will move for man. She will do everything for man. What are we talking about here? I've written here, yeah, he found a sucker. How did we get here? You prioritize all the things she was talking about, all the things she will prioritize for a partner. All that I'd like, oh, Tyler, for man, for man. Well, it's not for man, it's for love. She says she will move. She's like, this is the woman who has been promoted. She has a good job where she's at, she's comfortable, and she would make massive sacrifices without asking for anything from someone. You can't do that. And also this man was not asking you to do that either. So what were you trying to prove here? Netflix did not show us the conversations that you guys were having. So I did not get to see the emotional vomit that you people had on each other to each other. I didn't see the part where he talked about his mom. Not really. He made mentions of it and whatnot. I think it's like he also mentioned about his living situation, a lot of things to do with that there, but we didn't really see his story, not really. So I don't understand why he would do all these things. Because it didn't seem, we didn't hear him. The editors didn't edit it that he was going to do anything for you. So I was like, why is she talking about all this stuff that she's going to do? Like, what's going on here? It was giving me, it was a big, you see, I was very tired with Tyler. I was exhausted. She seemed like she wanted it so much. The edit made it seem like she wanted this. And I think from her point of view, he wanted it too, but they didn't show that. That's not what I saw. And so I believe he talks to Tyler first, or no, he talks to Kia first and then Tyler, and then we see him in the interview and he was like, I don't know, anyway, he's like, at some point, he was like, this is Kevin talking, that Tyler is good for him, blah, blah, she's great, she's his, like, she's up there, she's his number one type shit. And then he was like, Kia is more like a best friend type shit. During his conversation with Tyler, at some point, right, they talk about like he was suspended from school for some reason. They talk about his mom. And that he had to grow up fast and take on a lot of responsibilities and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, prove myself. This is what I can do for you. This is what I can do for you type. That was how I took it anyway. He says, obviously, Tyler's his number one. And Tyler at this point is struggling to understand if they're having this connection, then how is he having that type of connection with somebody else? She was struggling to understand someone else's emotions. Because if she felt this strongly for him, he should feel this strongly for her, and he shouldn't be split in his affection. But unfortunately, life does not work that way. Well, it didn't work out that way in this particular situation, right? Anyway, they talk, and they're pretty much like, he's pretty much going to break up with Kea. At this point, it's still at early stages, yeah. And from how I get it from Kea's point of view, and so the big man goes, he talks to Kea, and he's, she gets in there, she's excited. Oh, Madame goes in, Tyler, she goes in, and she's all happy and whatnot that she's got a great connection, blah blah blah. He's number one. I think at this point, Kea kind of knows maybe that her man is Tyler's man. Anyway, she goes into the room. They're talking to the pod. They're talking. She's excited to see him. He's kind of nervous to kind of break up with her. In fact, I wrote breakup, but breakup did not happen because they end up having a good conversation when they go in. He is indecisive. He is, these two women are talking to him. Anyway, Kea talks to him and kind of, he sits down, he kind of sticks out the conversation, and they end up having a really good conversation. There's, he opens up, she opens up, there's depth there. He's having a conversation with an emotionally stable woman. Kea, yeah. She's present. I fucking love her. I love her. She's so calm. She talked about the watch thing and what that meant to her with her dad, and he talked about his mom. He really opened up. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, that breakup, where it's going to cause trouble. I shouldn't call her that. I was like, excuse me, don't you have to break up with her? Because this is looking like a conversation, not like the beginning of something, not the end of something, you know. And he goes, he still wants to know more about her, and the sense that I'm kind of getting here is he obviously doesn't want to say it at the first time, but then they end up having this amazing conversation. So now he doesn't want to end it. He doesn't know how to, because he's just had a great conversation with her, and he's now thinking, oh, could I be compatible with her as well? You know. I'm assuming that this is what he's thinking. He doesn't say this, but then you could clearly see that he gets kind of confused because he's relatively he likes both of them. This is my assumption from his point of view. Tyler's a lot, and I don't think he can handle that. She's not blunt, but she'll tell you exactly what she wants and what she's thinking, and so will Kea, but in a much calmer way. Tyler's a bit more, I wouldn't say loud. She's more flamboyant about it. Like her tone's different, but the message is, you get the message, for sure. And the same thing with Kea. One's just a bit more than the other. That's literally it. She goes in and she's asking him questions. She's not really letting him talk. I think she played him. I'm not going to lie to you. And I think she enjoyed it. I think she's asking him questions and questions and questions and really getting him to really open up. And I think she knew that he was coming to say something to her, but she was like, give me a chance, right? It's early doors. Let's just have this conversation. That's what I'm thinking, that she's trying to lead this conversation away from him breaking things off. So she's giving him ample chances to chat about himself. And he's not seeing that. Idiot. He's flabbergasted because obviously he's not there emotionally. She got this man yapping about himself. Yapping. I don't think anybody had let this man talk in his life. This man could not stop talking about himself. I bet. That's terrible. But he really opened up. To hear that conversation that they had. And obviously she also opened up, again, like I said, about her dad and stuff. And, you know, there was strong connection this, strong connection that. I was like, I don't know what she's trying to do here, because honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, I think this woman, Kea, could read the room very clearly, and she knew what was going on. She knew what's up. But she's like, I'm going to get my airtime. You are not going to duff me right now. Come back here. And so he doesn't end it. He's not able to end it because he's mixed up. But he's not mixed up. But she just let him talk. She read him like a book. Anyway, she goes back in and she's like into the girls' quarters and everything's fine. And at this point, Tyler's losing it because Tyler don't understand. She's like, are you playing me? What's going on? Is it at this point she decides to... Anyway, Tyler's losing it. She's bricking it. They talk. And she's like, am I a mug to you? And she's like, I want to leave. She's causing problems up and down. She's crazy about everything. Because Kea comes in and everything's fine. And he didn't end it. She was confused. She then sees Kevin. And Kevin is talking about how she's great. How she's going to do all these things. She's going to move to him. She declares him her number one. She's bricking it. She's losing her mind, right? And then she walks out. And she's so dramatic, and I don't know why. Like, I know why, but I don't know why. Because all this man has done so far is he's praising you. He's talking about all this stuff. We obviously don't see, like, maybe the whole conversation. But the listeners, don't cut him off. Let him finish. She kept doing that, and that kept irritating me. She wouldn't let him finish talking. Like, this man doesn't know anything. He's indecisive. He doesn't have anything going for him. I'm sorry that they've shown on the show. So I didn't get why these two very, very clearly established women were going for this man. I don't okay, fine. He's okay. But even there, his chat was dead. Not one giggle. I didn't see a damn giggle. Nasa's also crying. Tyler is crying. Tyler just kept quiet. And then Kia was just like calm about it. I didn't see no emotion like, oh, I love him. But then that's not the type of person that she is. So I didn't get it. I don't get it. Maybe they wanted to go to Cowboy by Fire by Force. I don't know, but I didn't get it. I don't know what they saw in him. I don't know. And he didn't even know what they saw in him too. I'm not going to lie to you because he was like, he couldn't believe his luck. He was like, wow, these two women are fighting over me. Little old me, quite literally, little old him. That was why he was indecisive, because there's two great women and they want him and he was like, me? Oh, the insecurity runs deep with him for sure. So anyway, we'll get to that. Tyler just goes off on one. She's like, I'm not going to sit here and have you talk about how great I am. I was like, what the fuck, Tammy, man? Just get out of it. Fuck off. And they should have let her go. that producer, come here. That producer, come here. Initially, I gave you props for talking her down because clearly she has a history of self-sabotaging, like you said, because she didn't let him talk, right? But our instincts were leading her in the right direction. So in this particular instance, good riddance to bad rubbish, because she would have gone and she wouldn't have had to deal with the heartbreak number 2. Shit. Honestly, this whole thing stressed me the fuck out. Anyway, she goes, she's doing this whole huge thing and she's going and she's talking to the producers. The producers kind of talk her down. And then she goes back and then they have a calm conversation. He apologizes for, I don't know what he apologized. And I was like, I don't know why you're apologizing, because why? You have to connect. The reason why she's upset is still there. Kevin, the reason why she's upset is still there. You still like the other woman. So why? Are you sorry? Are you really sorry? No, clearly not. It's a sticky situation. It's not. Anyway. They end up boyfriend and girlfriend at the end of this conversation on the next day or whenever she comes back. In the girls' quarters before she goes, she's pretty sure that KI is the other girl, right? And she's on fucking cloud 9. She goes back into the girls' quarters and she's like, oh my God, I have a boyfriend. Right. She's talking to the girls in the girls' quarters and then the girls are like, well, right. When she was doing her initial exit, she bumped into KI and they had a talk. I don't care. It's not relevant. Honestly, it really isn't. Anyway, now she's feeling bad, right? Because she's won in it, right? She threw a tantrum and she got what she wanted. she's feeling bad because now she's girlfriend, she's got her man, she's won, and so she's like, she then goes back to talk to the pods to Kevin, and she's like, well, I kind of feel bad, right? Because there's this other woman who thinks everything's cool with you and her. They don't show that she explicitly said, break up with her right now. That's what she should have said. Not break up, but dead it. You got to dead it. Because you and I are boyfriend and girlfriend. So what now? This is the thing. You see those white women, the other women, yeah? They were able to express it. What's her name? Brie. She told my man Connor, she said, big man, you know what you got to do? Yeah? Yeah? You see that? Yeah? They communicated. He got it. He got what she was trying to say. But you see, Tyler didn't... This is a man that is already indecisive. Who does not know why there's 2 remarkable, amazing fucking women who are going for him. He's never had that in his life. And you think he's going to pick up cute. You have to be very specific with this man. But anyway, it seemed like he wasn't going to be to break up with Kia. I think he needed a bit more time. But I think she gave him pretty much a what did they call it? Ultimatum of sorts. Anyway, she's like, if I go, I'm not coming back. She did her thing again, you know. Anyway, she goes, because he's like, he's not going to. So she leaves. But we then find out that she actually left the experiment, not just the pods. So he goes back to the boys' room, thinking she's still there, to the boys' quarters. He's like, what does he have to do? He was asking Jordan for assistance, and Jordan's like, big man, you have to make this decision yourself. Even yourself, Jordan, you're supposed to help your friend. Telling me that he needs to decide and he needs to make a decision now. And also the right thing to have done, once you do boyfriend, girlfriend, call Kaya right back and say you want to talk to her and end things. Make a decision. Don't wait till the next day. But that's the thing, he's quite slow when it comes to that. and he wasn't quite there yet. And you can't force someone to process their emotions. So anyway, he gets to his initial decision. He decides the next day, he sleeps on it, decides the next day that he wants Tyler. But Tyler's what? Tyler's fucking gone. So Tyler goes, and then he goes back to the room, and he then decides that Kia, all of a sudden, he's number one, and he proposes to her. And Kia's like, see, this is why I like Kia. She knew that he was going to break up with her that first time. You cannot convince me that she didn't know. You can't. Kia, I know you knew. And anyway, she knows her worth, and I don't think she was stressed with it by this whole thing. I fucking love her. Anyway, she's like, so I'm gonna say no, right? And I deserve more. She deserves no more. You're not ready, and you should have been ready. She kind of scolded him like a little boy, and I loved every second of that. And anyway, he goes back. He's all crying. He's sad. So I don't give shit. She goes back. She's like, I choose myself. I'm like, that's fucking corny, but still, you know, I love that for you. Is it 8? No, this one, yeah, 8. And that's the end of that chapter. That whole fucking thing. It didn't need to fucking happen. First of all, I don't know what they found compatible with. I think it must be like one they noticed by his voice and his cadence, whatever the fuck, that he was black, and it's like, okay, that's the one. You know, and maybe he wasn't like overtly religious. I don't know. Or maybe he was religious, and so they were like, they picked it because the two women seemed like they were. And also, I think Vic had another connection with someone else, and I think it was Kea. Netflix, drop me the video. I want to see the VT of Vic's conversation with Kea. Because ain't no way. Are you telling me? Are you telling me? Are you telling me? I want to see it with my eyes. Okay? Kea, why did you bow out? You could have been in another love triangle. We could have had more airtime from you, babe. Stop. And also, are you going to tell me that you heard Vic's voice and you just I know we all love is blind, but love is not blind. You know what I mean, Kea? Why have you done this? Why have you done this to us? It's okay. It's okay. The universe will provide. I know. That's the end of the pods, the pod segment. So moving on to like the last couple episodes or something after the engagement. So we've now got Chris and Jess, Devontae and Brittany, Jordan and Amber, Alex and Ashley, Connor and Brie, and Emma and Mike. So 6 couples. Excuse me. They make it to the engagement. They make it to Cabo and Malibu, California, I think. Vic? Oh, no, 7 couples. Yeah, Vic and Christine. They really didn't show much of them during this time because obviously the camera crew didn't go with them. But obviously they made it, and I think everything seemed very cutesy. We saw videos of them doing cute stuff. So we're talking about the ones that the cameras followed. Chris and Jess, what do I think of them? They're cute. Who was Chris and Jess? Oh, Chris and Jess. Right. Dark haired. Right. Chris and Jess. They're cute. He works out a lot, and they talked about like their possible lifestyle mismatches. They talked about the age difference. She kind of thought it would be more of a thing when they met each other. So far, it doesn't seem like it is. They also had a conversation about kids. So from Jess's perspective, everything's fine. From Chris, everything's fine, but Brie is still at the back of his mind, in my opinion. Now, we'll discuss Brie and Connor. From like the first meetup, Brie's already talking about how, oh my God, these are my exes. Why are we not all like talking about past times? I'm like, girl, calm the fuck down, yeah? Calm down. It's just day one. Everyone's just getting to know each other. Everyone's just seeing it. Not everyone is like you that's going to want to jump on things, yeah? Relax. Anyway, she's they talk about how he can't cross his leg, and she keeps digging at him and like saying stuff at him, and he don't like it. And like, again, their sense of humor he doesn't like when she does that. And I don't know if he expresses to her that he doesn't like that and she needs to stop that. And girl, how can you not read his body language and realize that he's uncomfortable when you say shit like that to him? Everyone here sucks. I'm not, honestly. So she makes a dig at him that he can't cross his leg. He don't like it. But anyway, they have a little cute moment. Why? I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm tired. Anyway, they talk about other people. She's like, oh, she was expecting more closeness to other people. And he's like, girl, you're engaged to me now. Why does it matter that you're not reconnecting with the people that you've already broken up with? Because to me, once him and Emma, they were done, you know? But anyway, clearly not. And the next day, she goes to talk to Chris. Chris is like, yeah, listening. She expresses her discontent with that she's having with Connor. Connor too talks to Emma that everything's fine. He just doesn't like the way she yappy. They do the whole, oh, so, now that you physically seen each other, wagwan. He's like, well, Bree is tidy. He's not. Emma goes, yeah, same. She's messy. And Mike is not. And Mike mentions that multiple times. They then go back and they have this clear argument. But because they're in front of the camera, they don't want to have a clear argument. Just call this couple quits already. I'm tired of them. I personally think that Brie wants Chris because everyone makes a big deal about how hot Chris is, and she's seen this man now with physically, he's a good-looking guy, and she's seen him now without his shirt, and she's like, ooh, I'd like a piece of that. But there's Jessica, and Jessica is actually a good person, and Jessica, well, so far, and Jessica, they actually seem like a cute couple together. Like, they match physically, in my opinion. Anyway, she also made a comment while they were in that bedroom, and she said she believed in him in the moment when they were in the pod. I said, yeah, I did it. Just end it now. Just when you go back, just decide to go your separate ways, because she said she believed. And like they were having that conversation that last night, or like the night, I don't know when. And it seemed like such a grown-up conversation to be having, but at the same time, I don't think they understood what each person was trying to express in that moment. They were both expressing discontent, but for whatever reason, they hugged it out or something. I'm just like, what? Is this what? I was very confused. Anyway, moving on to Devontae and Brittany. When they finally meet each other, when they get to the cabo, they have this conversation about how she's black. Now, like I said, I wasn't paying attention to them. Not really. But I saw a clip on TikTok. Where he was like, she's not his type, essentially. And we'll circle right back to this whole type shit. We find out she's not his type. He doesn't express this to her. Well, I guess he does, but not quite. He expresses it to the camera, not to her, that we see anyway. So she tells us her family history and how, what she's mixed with. I don't know what he is, but it seems like he's discontent with that. But this is a gorgeous woman. Brittany is beautiful, without a doubt. All the women are. Brittany is beautiful. She's fine. Like she's hot. She's hot. Devontae he doesn't get to not be attracted. Yeah. I get people have preferences. I understand that. Big man looks like default mixed race. Also, he doesn't give her physical affection. I believe this is something that they've had a conversation about. And then she tries to have a conversation with him about giving her that. And he's like, you're taking me not giving you what you're asking for as me not be loving you. Yeah. Duh. I'm telling you how you can give me love. Literally, I'm giving you the blueprint. And you're telling me that you're not showing that to me and I'm reading it wrong? No. And also, there's something about if you want to be someone's partner, you show up for them. You can't always, if that's not the way he shows affection, fair. But you say you like someone, the least you could do is try. You could just try. When you're walking by, just do me. It don't come I'm not gonna lie, it don't come natural to me. But these days, I just give a little shove, like a playful shove. A little smile, a smirk. Acknowledge. You know what she said? You're fine, don't touch me anymore. Acknowledge me when you walk past. He said, I can't do that? No. You're asking for too much. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Diabolical. Just fucking insane. It's insanity. He has no emotional intelligence. Like when he's talking to her, there's nothing there. And I understand this man, again, he's grieving. So go home, go home and go grieve your grandfather with your family, please. You do not have to be here. Leave this woman alone. You don't have to be on the show. It's not my fault. That's kind of where they end their little thing. And I hope that that's the end of their relationship, I'm telling you honestly, because this is insane. Jordan and Amber. First night. Goes off without a hitch. Fireworks everywhere. Face stocking everywhere. Oh, no. Jordan. Sorry, mistake. Jordan and Amber, they seem like they're getting along. There was a bit where he was trying to get her to kind of lie on him. And I think she felt awkward either by the logistics of it all or maybe because it's in front of the camera. But that whole thing was uncomfortable for me to watch. I didn't like it. It seemed like they were intimate as well, first night or something like that. I don't care. That's where we find out about the CPAPness of it all. And I don't know, I think she was fine with it. They seem very, like they get along even after that. So I'm happy for them. She says he's a good guy, that she likes big, husky guys. So cool. Those were her words, not mine. I haven't seen any issues that they could have, but I am very curious to know how they're going to actually work in real life because this is going to be every day. Oh my God. But then again, things could actually work out for them, you know? Because he seems like he's got a good head on his head, he seems like a good guy, and she seems like they give me, I'll compromise for you, I love you, I'll compromise for you, we can make this work. Relationship takes work and we can make it work. That's what they give me. Yeah. Ashley and Alex, they're sucking face from the get-go. They're very flirty with each other. They have this whole, to be honest, it was much. They had a date on a boat. And he said he's waiting for the other shoe to drop. And she's like constantly asking him, you're not nervous? You don't feel nervous? It's like, no, stop asking me. Pretty much. He's kind of fed up with her asking him questions about if he's nervous or he's feeling anything. So remember when I said people are talking to the other people now that they've dated, right? So Brie had a conversation with Chris. Chris had a conversation. No. Connor had a conversation with Emma. Right, so now, guess which two had a conversation? Alex and Brittany had a conversation. I said, oh, turns out Britt is Alex's type to a T, physically. Dark features, dark hair. I said, thank God. Because Love Island is going on right now. And anyway, turns out maybe they dated in the pods. I wasn't quite clear on that part, but they had a conversation and he talked about, I guess, she talked about the issues that she's having with, what's his name? With the Vontae, and he was like, that kind of sucks for you. I'm happy to be your listening ear. Pretty much, in my opinion. It was quite flirty. So he goes back to the house and Alex is on him. Oh, Ashley is on him right there and there, sorry. And she's like, did you have any flirty conversations? It's like, yeah, I talked to so-and-so, I talked to so-and-so. And then, I talked to Britt. And he didn't lie. He said what they talked about. He didn't say the whole thing they talked about, but he said some of the things that they talked about. He was being deceptive by omission, possibly. But clearly she's fishing, right? She wanted a play-by-play of what they actually talked about. Because clearly you could see she's just insecure about something. And she's also told us that she's been through some toxic situations, right? So we know what she's looking for here. Right. So the conversation that Alex and Brittany have is, how do you say to someone that you're with or that you love that you're not my type, because she's not his type and he's not expressed that to her. But my thing is, he's been stuck in her face. They've been stuck in face. So you do like her though. So, and then they have a conversation about how the test here, or what they need to kind of figure out now, is the emotional side of that. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. They talked about something. We'll get to know at the next episode what happens with them, because so clearly Ashley's fishing now that they've gone back to the house after this conversation with Britt, and she wants to know what they're talking about. This is insecurity showing, but this is his opportunity to be like, I've got nothing to hide, and tell her everything. But he doesn't do that. He's very much fucking cagey about it. And something dipped down. Clearly, Ashley's intuition is showing. And it's right. Her gut is right. Her gut is right. Her gut is right. How many times did I say that? Her gut is goddamn right. But anyway, she asks him now about his nerves, and he's like, no, he's not nervous. He's, if anything, or no, he's not worried. Like, he's not bad, but he does have nerves, but he's not like expressing it. And he was like, yeah, if you need me to, calm you down, I'll be there for you. I'm like, I think she wants you to just give her a hug and say, it's going to be fine. We're going to get through this. That's literally all she wants you to say right now. Not whatever it is that this mouth vomit that you're doing right now. Because this is where she actually needs you to cover her and be there for her. But you're telling her, oh, when that time comes, I'll be there. But big man, I tire for these men, or I tire. This is where you give her the reassurance. This is where you do the thing. This is not practical anymore. This is theory. This is theory. This is the hazard perception. Yeah. Gosh. Anyway, like, this is the bit you say, because he missed it anyway. I think anyway he missed that chance. I don't know what they did after, but in that particular conversation, she was looking for him to give that validation, to be the big man that he says he is, and he's just rambling and chatting shit. Yeah. Like, she's getting the intuition of something. She needs something from him, and in that moment, he wasn't able to give it. And I think a little bit there's fractures there. There's something to her wasn't fulfilled, and now she's going to keep picking at it until it becomes a thing. I bet you for a fact. Anyway, moving on to Emma and Mike. Emma and Mike, they're fine. She says they're comfortable with each other. Okay, fine. And I think she's uncomfortable in front of the cameras and like showing affection in front of the cameras at the moment. I think there was her being worried or him being worried about if they'd like each other physically, but obviously that doesn't seem to be an issue because emotionally they do. It's kind of cute. Everything's going well. She then brings up you're my number one. Again, girl, we know you're lying, but clearly it's an insecurity of yours, and it's not an insecurity. You know that you're lying, and it's playing up in your mind. Just be honest, yeah? Because you lied to this man, and that's why it's eating you up inside. Okay, I hope you know that. He mentions her cleanliness and how she's messy multiple times, and she's irritated by it. But if you like someone, you have to make that concession. Make a bit more effort. And then now she then has, okay, everyone's now talking to each other and their exes or whatever, and she talks to Connor and they talk about the messy stuff, and they kind of dismiss it, and I don't like that. As a neurotic person about cleaning, I don't like that. Because how are you the messy person? How are you messy? Someone comes to your house and your house is messy and you don't feel shame. And someone even said, oh, when I come home, I'll just drop it there, and it's not a big deal, I'll come back later. But that's the thing. You people don't come back later. You people don't come back later to pick it up. I have to come back home and pick it up for you. Because after I told you the first time, can you pick up your thingy? I tell you the second time, can you pick up your thingy? Okay, tell you the third time, can you pick up your thingy? And you don't pick up your thingy. What the fuck is wrong with you? Because you are the problem. Why don't you pick up your thingy? Oh my God. And then and then now I'm looking like the crazy person because you refuse to be a big adult and clean up after your fucking self, you piece of shit. Okay, it's not worth piece of shit, but you messy asshole. Pick up after yourself. At your big age, why so goddamn messy? And that's kind of the biggest thing. They also say that their biggest thing as well is the kid thing. But when they get there, they'll cross it type shit. And then I think she says the biggest thing for her is them choosing each other and, constantly choosing each other. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then this woman opens her mouth and she said, it's always been him. I said, why are you lying? Why are you lying? Emma, stop it. Emma, stop. You see this? Because they'll show the video and the truth will come out. Emma, this is what you're doing. You're digging it deep. Anyway, that's the end. Everybody here is pissing me off, apart from Vic and Christine, but that's because we've not really seen much from them, and we'll get to see much of them. But I'm very excited for them because they're honestly the only ones I have positive thinking about. Jordan and Amber, possible. They could definitely make it work. The rest, throw them in the bin and end this season already. No, I'm not joking. What's their name? Okay, maybe Chris and Jessica can work things out, but from the VT of the next few episodes that they show us, we find out Chris said that Connor is a pussy and that they don't gel. How did we get here? I thought you lot were boys. What did Connor do to you? Anyway, so maybe Chris is an arsehole, and if Chris is an arsehole, I don't want him with Jessica. Jessica deserves someone better. Thank you very much. So we'll get to see what the context behind all of that nonsense is all about. Maybe Connor does something really bad that we get to find out. Uh, Ashley and Alex and Ashley, if they can work through their trust issues, I honestly think that they could work if Alex isn't straight and he's able to reassure Ashley, because she seems like a very nervous person. She's like someone who needs constant validation, and if that doesn't if he's able to give her that reassurance, and she doesn't need to keep doing the neurotic looking at the phone, constantly asking questions, blah, blah, blah. If they're able to communicate right and he's able to get that right, I think they can make it work. Or if she sees someone about her state of mind, they can make it work. But I don't think the show would allow them to do all that. So, but possibly not. Brittany and Devontae, I already said, end it now already. They're not compatible. It's simple. He doesn't want to hug her. Simple hug. Simple acknowledge that I am there when you walk past. This is someone you're going to be married to in 4 weeks and you're walking past them and you're not even looking at them. Diabolical. And this is the honeymoon stage. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, are you trying to gaslight me? I see. They need to go home now. Now. And Mike and Emma. If she comes clean, then possible. Because they're quite cute. And did I say I like his ears? I like his ears. I think they're lucky ears. But if he can get past her being messy, they could work. Like day to day, they could work. If she actually, grows up. Not grow up, but if she takes the critique and realize that it's good to keep a tidy home, then everything should be fine. Otherwise, I don't think that'll work. It will drive him crazy. And guy, choose yourself. Choose yourself this time. Kia chose herself. It's time for Mike to choose himself. Mike, choose yourself. Okay? Also, don't do anything that will make me not like you in the next few episodes, please. That's what I think. I wonder what you guys think about these couples. Do you think I'm wrong about any of these things, any of these people? I don't think there's anyone so far, forget all the VT or whatever it is that we've seen so far, that I thoroughly dislike. They're just everyone's fine. It's somewhat redeemable so far. Yeah, what do you guys think about the couple? Do you think they'll last? Who do you think will make it to the altar? Who do you think would not make it to the altar? I do not think Brittany and Devontae need to make it to the altar. I think they need to end it now, before they even get to them living together for 2 weeks, however long they live together. They don't need to do that. That needs to end now. The rest they can live together and see how that kind of works out. I'm very curious if Jordan would meet Amber's daughter. I'm very curious about that. Yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and if you've enjoyed, give a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. I'm working through literally a lot of things to edit that I have not managed to kind of get out there, and probably by the time this one even drops, I'm sure the channel itself would not be ready. But hey, this has to go out. It's got to go out. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.